Evening, guys. So, a few friends have been pestering me to not pestering. That sounds bad, but have been asking me to do a couple of videos or start doing fly time videos. Um, I don't protest to be an expert at all. I've been fly fishing since I was a kid. Been fly tying since I was a kid. But we're always still learning, aren't we? Pike fly fishing and predator fly fishing generally is pretty much all I do now. I just love it. Just love it. Anything that eats other fish, I'm fishing for them. Big fly that's been working really well for myself and for a lot of people that I fish with is the Dyckers flies. So Edwin over at Dyckers developed this fly, and it nails fish. No, no question. You know, if there's pike, perch, zander, anything that is chasing bait fish, this fly will nail them. If you go onto Edwin's Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that, some of the fish he gets over his way are just insane. Let me just turn this music down. Yeah, so it's something I've been learning to tie. I was buying them off Edwin, and he sells them really reasonably. To be fair, they're not overly expensive. They last well. He ties them on good hooks, so they last. They stay sharp. They're not the type of hooks that bend out. They're a good hook and good fly. But I'm a fly tyer, so I wanted to make my own. So I took the plunge mid last year. Got some materials. I started tying. I'll be honest, they're a very straightforward fly to tie, but the amount of materials and how you layer them, and how the materials all lay on top of each other, and most importantly how you trim it, is the most important thing with this fly. I'm going to do another video after this one, because this one will probably end up being really long, because I'll probably just ramble on about all kinds of rubbish. But yeah, I'll do another video to show you about the trimming, because there's a whole technique altogether with trimming. But yeah, we'll get going for today. So I'm going to do obviously same style as this fly, 15 to 18 centimetre. So this is the big boy. Real good for big pike, big mummers that want to see a big profile above them. These do the business. This one's been really working well for me recently. I think Edwin calls it roachy or silver roach or something like that. Cool, really cool. I mean, silver with the white belly. It's just deadly bait fish colours, isn't it? But I want to do a nice Firetiger. Firetiger's always been a great colour combination for me, especially on my North Wales waters. So I thought I'd do a Firetiger, like a dull chartreuse, neon yellow, and an orange throat, top belly, whatever you want to call it. We'll get going. So I'm going to be tying them on the Gamakatsu Worm 36 in a 5/0. These are the same hooks that Edwin uses on all his. So we'll go ahead and get a hook in the vise and we'll get started. Okay. So I'm using, I think I'm using, I can't even remember what I'm using, to be honest. It's what I use in all my Dyckers flies, but I'll maybe put I'll put a comment in the post afterwards to let you know what thread I'm using. Key with these flies as you get started, you don't want to be going all the way back. You don't need to go all the way back. These flies very much sit on top on the top of the hook. So you can see the tie-in starts well past the hook point. So yeah, you don't need to go all the way back here. You can go to, what's that, maybe halfway of the straight part of the shank. So yeah, that's where we get started. So a little bit of glue down, get that base all bedded in nice. Quick drink before we get going. Okay, so whenever you're doing a Dyckers, if you're doing all one colour, then you don't need to worry about this. But if you're doing like two tones and stuff like that, you need to think about how you're laying up those colours. On most of the two tones that I do, I try to change the colour of the belly. And with changing the colour of the belly, you don't need to worry about how much of the belly colour blends up, because you want it blending out by about 2/3 of the way down the fly. So yeah, it's just something to think about when you're looking at layering up the colours and how you want them to work. That'll become more apparent as we start laying these up. So like I say, we're going to be doing 15 to 18 centimeters. Very straightforward. Stands to sense, but I'll explain how I do it. So I want this around 15 to 18. So I measure up from the eye of the hook to where I roughly want it to be to, which is quite nice that it's just on the edge of my vise here. So that's my gauge. That's where I want my materials to extend to. So all the Dyckers materials, they don't come hanked or anything like that. They come all completely loose. You can hank them if you want. Edwin's very good. He does send you some cable ties with them, so if you wanted to, you can. I find you don't need to be honest. You can get these out, tie 2 or 3 of the same colour, get them back in the packet, put them away. It's no big deal. I don't really see the point in hanking them, to be honest. So yes, let's get going. First tie. So you want, it's so hard to explain how much you want going into this fly. We're building up the tail now, and the tail is in 2 parts. So think about the thickness of the tail that you want in the end. If you see on this one, I want that 2.5, 3 centimeter depth to it. So I need to build that up with 2 sections. So we start off with, what's that? Like pencil width maybe? I don't know. Anyway, you have to just play around with it. Yeah, it's one of those things. So measure up onto your starting point. So that was my extent just here, just out of shot. Nothing fancy. Literally lash down straight on top of the hook. Don't try and blend the fibres round the hook. You want this sitting on top of the hook. So really get down on it. That's all on top there. Okay. Once that's in, take that bit off. Okay. Keep that. We're going to need that as we go on. So there's the start of our tail going in. So we've got that nice bright yellow belly of the Firetiger. So next, I'm using Edwin does do a bright chartreuse, but I quite like the colour of this one. I can't even remember what colour it is, but it's really nice. It's got a nice bit of UV through it. I don't know if it comes across, but it's got some super UV fibres in it, so a nice super bright blend for slightly coloured waters. Again, going back to our last tie-in, you want about the same amount, so you want to try and keep the amounts of material the same. So you can see there, pretty much the same again. Pencil width. again, you're going to come to your vise, your last tie-in point, come back over, get ready for your next tie-in. So this time, the last tie-in I tied just short of my full length because I want this green coming across, just like you can't see, 2 seconds, right, yeah, that's better. So you can see there the green's coming slightly over that yellow. I want that just a little bit longer than the base colour. Same as before, don't try and spread it around the shank or anything like that. You just want to just get it on top of the hook, super tight, really pull down on it. So there's that one in. I've knocked my spool off. There we go. So, green with the yellow, that's all in. Same as before, that trims off. Don't worry, that doesn't go to waste. We'll be using that a little bit later on the fly. So at this stage I like to just get a bit of super glue in it. You know, these flies are going to get absolutely nailed by pike. Loads of teeth in there. You want these as strong as you can. So don't be shy with the super glue. Okay, so we're ready for our next tie-in. So bring yourself forward. Right in front of that last tie-in spot. And this is where these cut-offs come in handy. You don't need to worry about tapering on tie-ins because, like I said before, there's trimming is a big part of these flies, and that's where all your blending comes from. So don't worry about tapering the fibres or anything like that. You just lash it on. So this time you're going to want to go about 2/3 of the length of the full tail, but we're not going to be trimming the excess this time. We're going to be tying back on the excess. So 2/3 back, and get down on it. Now something I've been playing with recently is how I start splaying the fibres as I come into the head. And what I've found is as you start tying down these tie back sections, when you first tie down, you don't want these fibres to be spreading. You want to be spreading these fibres when you tie back. So when you first tie in, try and keep all the fibres on top. The front fibres will naturally spray out over the shank anyway. That's just, you can't help that. You can stop it and you can pull it all up, but you don't want that. You want that to come back and go back over the sides. So yeah, don't stress about it splaying out the front. That's only going to help in the profile. Exactly the same for the belly. 2/3 of the way back. Get it under there. Pull the fibres through. Once to secure it in place and really get down on it. I really need to get a new bobbin. This one is absolute rubbish. Okay, so that's that part in. I'm going to trim just a little bit of excess just to keep it all even. So we're going to take that under belly yellow section. Now this is where we can start splaying it out because we want to start hiding these thread wraps. So bring it up over, push your thumb up against the tie and just push, and it will naturally just spread out. Ease it back, pinch it down and wrap it over the top. Okay. Same with the top section. all pulled through, so it's nice and tidy. Again, push it right back. Let those fibres spray out over the sides. And tie down on it. Don't do that. Okay, that stage, little drop of glue. There you go, it's not going anywhere. Come forward. Okay, so there you go. Really doesn't look like much at the minute, but we're going to start building that head now. So, try and, like I said before, try and keep your amounts the same. It's the same amount that you used on the tail, you're going to start using through the head. There's my green. Let's get some yellow. There we go. You probably have to excuse this video as well. This is my first official fly tying video. I've watched so many people for so many years doing fly tying videos, and I'm not the most. I don't really want to kind of shout about what I do all the time, but if I can help other people, you know, tie more flies and fly fish generally more, then great, you know, I'm going to do it. So yeah, if this video turns out being rubbish, then it turns out being rubbish, but hey, let's go. So again, don't worry about tapered ends or anything like that. This has naturally came out tapered, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to start layering it up now. So each of your layer wants to come to just before the last layer. Same as before, in place, and then really get it down. I found the easiest way recently as well, when you start doing these head sections and you've used a new piece, trim them off as you go. You know, you don't need all this. We know we're only going to need to about here, so don't make life hard for yourself. Trim it off early, and then you're not going to be getting into a mess. Okay, so that's the topping. Do the bottom. Exactly the same as the top. You want to have it just short of the last layer. So get your length right. One wrap to just hold it in place. And then really tighten up on it. Again, don't need all this this material, so we'll get rid of it. So, same as the last stage, bring it back, push it with your thumb and just let it splay out over the sides. Stroke it back and just hold it in place. And tie over the top. Same with the top. Push it, let those fibres spray out. Just manipulate it where you want it to go. These fibres are nice like that. You can really manipulate them into where you want them to be. And with the whole tying technique that Edwin has developed with this fly, it allows you to have that freedom to each layer. You can make sure the materials are where you want them to be, and if one section isn't perfect, it doesn't really matter. You hide it with the next section. It doesn't. No really need to stress about it. The wife's got me on non-alcoholic punk. Shouldn't be allowed. Anyway, a little bit of glue. Don't want that going anywhere. So, can become quite repetitive, this fly, but it's a seriously quick fly to tie. Once you're tied 10, 15 of these, you just become super quick at them. Especially the smaller sizes as well. I tie these a lot for perch, and you're only doing little 8 centimeters. Literally one full strip does your whole fly, and you tie them in 5 minutes, super quick. So if you want to build up a big box of flies for a big trip, I would highly recommend giving a go at these Dyckers flies. So again, you're probably getting very bored, but it's unfortunately there's no way of jazzing this part up. It is just the way it is. So again, keep the fibres on top. We'll splay them out when we pull them back. Again, get rid of your excess before you move on to the belly. Now this is where I want to start bringing that orange belly that we all see when you get a Firetiger lure or a Firetiger fly. The key is that orange throat area. I haven't managed to find a super bright orange from Edwin as yet at Dyckers, but he has just sent me this new blend, this orange blend. It's got a nice bit of red through it, yellow, and some nice orange. I think it might even be a bit UV. Yeah, there's some nice UV fibres through there as well. So this fly is going to be super bright, which is what I want. I wanted an option for some darker waters and murky waters that will still fish exactly the same as another Dyckers would. So this is exactly what I wanted. So top's can't get my words out. Top's done. Again, switch to the bottom. Measure up just before your last tie-in. One wrap to secure it down, and then tighten down on it. Same as before. Get rid of your excess. Splay it out. Tie it down. Same with the top. Same as before, a little bit of glue. So we've only got a couple of wraps left now. I apologise now for the length of this film, but there's no other way of explaining to you guys how to make these. That it's not massively time consuming, it's not massively exciting, but it's a great fish catching fly. So definitely give it a go. Go again there now. One more wrap and we are done. So this is the other nice thing with Dyckers fibres, that the length that you get, if you're going to go to the maximum length of 15 to 18 centimeters, you could probably get up to 20 centimeters if you want to, but I don't think that those 2 centimeters make a massive load of difference. But as you've seen there, that's two sections of fresh packs of fibre to make one 15-18 centimeter fly, and I haven't even scraped the surface. You know, there's absolutely tons left, so you could quite easily, with one pack of these, you could do 10, 12 flies, big flies. If you're going to do smaller ones, obviously you're going to do a lot more, but it's good value for money. I would highly recommend, if you want to try and start tying Dyckers flies, buy some flies from Edwin, because it's not until you see his flies that you get an idea of the proportions and the amount of material he uses in them. It's very easy to overdress these flies, and again, it's very easy to underdress them. So getting that perfect amount of material is key with these flies. So yeah, I'd highly recommend go on to I think it's just dyckers.com, DYCKER.com. So yeah, check out his page. He catches some awesome fish, and he fishes these flies for all kinds of species, perch, zander, pike, obviously, sea bass. He catches some awesome sea bass over that way, and all on these flies. I've no doubt, I'm pretty sure, if I could get some of my American mates fishing these for the bass would absolutely nail them. There's anything that hunts other fish, they will go for this fly. So we're coming up to the end now. We're going to start making what's referred to as the nose, really. There's nothing pretty about it. There's no like UV resin heads or nothing fancy like that. We're literally taking these last two ties, doing exactly the same as we did on the last 4 or 5 sections. We're tying back on it, but we're just making it as clean and tidy as we can, because this is going to be the nose of the fly, let's say. Exactly the same as before. Splay it out and tie it down. forgot to do the underside, but it doesn't matter. There we go. Simple as that. As I said before, I'm going to do a video after this one on trimming up because we've been going for 30 minutes now. So yeah, I've been waffling on a lot, and you probably switched to another video by now because this is starting to bore me, to be honest. Yeah, have a check out the trimming video. It'll obviously show you the next stage from here. This doesn't really look like much right now, but once you get it trimmed up, it's a whole different thing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, I don't declare to be an expert. I'm certainly not an expert on Dyckers, but I love fishing them. Edwin is a great guy. Feel free to message me, or obviously go to the man himself. Edwin helped me no end with working out how to tie these flies. But that's generally it, really. So I think I'll just finish off with a quick whip finish, and we are done. So again, thanks for watching my video, and yeah, hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.